actually just walked into the room right as I pressed record. Perfect timing. Let me see if I can get her. Say hi. This will be a pans in my collection update, and this is, I don't know, I try to do these every 3 to 4 months lately, I guess, but it's kind of just at this point whenever I have a chance to film it, or like whenever I need to move. And I've decided, just for my own sanity and not taking everything out of my drawers, and because probably nothing else has progress on it, unfortunately, I will not be showing my previous pans in this video. I think I did the same last time as well, but like this year, I don't know why, but I just have not been expanding previous pans so far. I am planning on doing that later in the year. Hopefully that actually happens, but so far I've kind of just been like hitting pans, moving on to the next pan. I don't know what it is about this year, that's just, I've been only hitting pan and finishing stuff. So I will be showing you all of the new pans that I have hit since the last update for this series. This will be a very quick video because, spoiler, I only have 4 items to talk about. You have also already seen all these except for one of them. One of them is a spoiler, so a little bit exciting. I'll show that one at the end so that we have something to look forward to. But the first 2 that I'll talk about are, of course, my Super Shock shadows. These, one of them was in, they're like no longer glued to the base, so they're kind of just jiggling around in there. I believe Rose Garden, yeah, I think it was Rose Garden that was in my The Office Project pan, and then REM was in my Problem Area Project pan. But yeah, I'll just show you the pans. Here's Rose Garden, rest in peace to the packaging. I'll give you a little swatch too. I've hit pan on so many purple Super Shock shadows this year, but they're so pretty. I just love purple, and these 2 are kind of more like ethereal topper type shadows, but I think I was, for the most part, kind of using them as one and done shades. Here's REM. It's such a pretty color. It's like a bluish purple in the pan, but they almost look the same. I feel like this one, sorry, my pinky cracked. This one, Rose Garden, looks more blue in the swatch, but then REM looks more blue in the pan. I don't know. So I'm very, as always, I'm very happy to have pan in anything, but sorry, I thought I saw a spider on my wall. But especially this year, as I keep saying, I've been wanting to hit pan in as many Super Shock shadows as possible, because not only do I have so many, I think at one point I had almost 20, which is ridiculous, especially because they dry out so quickly if you don't screw the lid on incredibly tightly, which I don't. But also, all of my Super Shock shadows, maybe actually except for one, I think is going on 2 years old. Other than that, all of them are at least 2 years old now. I need to actually use them and figure out, because I have so many, obviously not all of them are going to be repurchases. You know, I bought a lot kind of just wanting to try them out, especially because I love the formula so much. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas ever. I know some people don't like it. Alyssa, you're very valid for not liking how quickly they dry out, because I agree, but I do love the formula when you have like a fresh Super Shock shadow. But I just want to see which ones are actual favorites, so that I can repurchase those specific ones and not, again, have like about 15 in my collection at all times. That being said, I will be decluttering both of these because they're just, as you can see, they're no longer attached to the pan. They're not dried out, but they're definitely more dry than they were when I first got them as fresh Super Shocks. And even though I do like the colors, they're just not needs in my collection. I have an entire 28 pan of like purple eyeshadows from ABH. I have some purple eyeshadow crayons if I want that like ethereal, sparkly, kind of like sheer look, so I don't need these. Those will be decluttered and not repurchased. When did these videos start turning into review videos? That's not the point of this. My next pan, which if you follow me on Instagram you would have seen, is my e.l.f. Franken powder. This isn't just e.l.f. products, so I shouldn't really call it that, but it's like 75% e.l.f. This is the, okay, so Here's the full story if you're new here.
I had, this is the e.l.f. Camo Powder, and I originally bought the shade, this one is 250 Light. I think I originally bought one shade that was deeper than this. This is like a warm shade, and then that one was way too dark, so I bought this one, which is one warm shade down, and this was way too light. I don't know why they have such a big jump in shades where I couldn't even make either one slightly work for me, but I ended up mixing them together. But during winter, when I started panning these, they were still too dark for me, so I started frankening them with other things. I think the first one of these, I put my Makeup Forever blurring loose powder. I have a little mini of it, and I put it in there, and then I finished that one, and I just had like a super tiny bit left, so I put it into this one as well. And then I still didn't like how thick it was, so for the second pan of it, I added a bunch of my e.l.f. Halo Glow loose powder as well. And then I think at one point I also put something else in here. Maybe it was like a Maybelline powder. I really don't remember at this point.
This is a really good shade for me, but I've just found that lately, I used to pretty much only wear powder foundation for context, but lately I have been wearing other things like either liquid foundation, or what I'm wearing today is my e.l.f. liquid filter. It's the like original Halo Glow product. That's like the Charlotte Tilbury dupe. I'm wearing that, and then I have like color corrector and concealer and then this on top, and I just feel like putting powder foundation on top of anything that's not just a thin primer is a little bit too heavy for me, at least at the moment. So I'm glad that my final powder foundation, well, Franken powder, that I currently have open is almost done, but you didn't really need to hear that. Again, this is not a review, but here's my pan. I've had pan on this for about a month now, so it's really at the edges. I've been trying so hard to get product with my super big brush because I didn't want to repress it and get rid of the pan, but right after this, I am going to at least crush it up and try to deal with it that way, or I might repress it again, but I can't wait to be done with this. Okay, my air just turned off. My final pan that I've hit in the past 3 months is a new pan. You're seeing it for the very first time here. I actually just hit pan on it today with this makeup look, and that's a pan in my Natasha Denona Mini Star palette. As you can see, I hit pan in this pink metallic in the middle. Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting to hit pan on this because I thought for sure I was gonna hit pan on this matte first. I mean, I guess I should have known that I would have hit pan on the shimmer first because those are usually easier, but I've had such a huge dip in that matte even before I had that big of a dip in the metallic. I don't know why it's taking me this long, but we're gonna focus on the pan that I do have. Considering I just hit pan on it today, that's a pretty decent pan. I think it must have just been very shallow in there, like in a big part of the pan, because I was using my finger to pick up the product every time. I wasn't using a brush because I just like how my finger, if I want like an opaque layer, I use my finger and I feel like it sticks better and shows up a lot better. So I was putting my fat little finger in there and I just created a giant dip that kind of wore away most of the pan pretty evenly, I guess. And I'm realizing now that I'm looking at the pan, but you cannot see it. So I'm gonna hold it like this. Yeah, I'm so annoyed at this matte right here, especially because I just filmed last week my Pan That Palette update. I finally bit the bullet and filmed it because I was like, I'm just not gonna hit pan on that matte right now. And then even for my Pans in My Collection video, still couldn't hit pan, and I've been thinking I was gonna hit pan any day now for like the past 3 or so weeks. Even though it was just 4 pans, I've been talking for over 10 minutes now, so I'll end the video here. I'm really hoping I can have not only more pans. First of all, I want to try to finish hitting pan in all of my Super Shocks by the end of the year. And then I also want to expand some previous pans because I feel like that is a big part of these updates, and I haven't had that pretty much all year. But we'll see what happens. I'll see you in 3 months or so. Until then, I hope you have a great summer. I don't know, hags. Okay, I'll see you. Bye.